The other day, somebody asked me what my thoughts were about selling online, specifically about selling on Etsy. And if you haven't heard about Etsy, that's a site that allows you to list your handmade goods for sale, and they take care of most of the details and the behind the scenes issues. All you have to do is create the listing. And I'll try to explain that a little bit better. I'll put a link to Etsy down in the description so you can kind of see what it's all about. Now, Etsy is just one way of selling online. There are lots of different ways you can sell online. eBay is quite common. Setting up your own personal website is a good way to sell online. There are ways to sell things through social media such as Instagram and Facebook. And I think all of them have some value if you're trying to sell your work as a blacksmith. But they aren't all created equal, and one site does not work as well for one person as it does for somebody else. So you may have to experiment a little bit to try and figure out what works best in your situation. For years, I have had my own website, and that was one of those things that at the time was about the only way you sold things online, although eBay was just getting started back then. And the website, it sort of did okay, sort of didn't. It was mostly people who already knew I was there and were already looking for me that found the website in the early days. But as the website stuck around, as more and more people went to it, it started coming up higher and higher in the search results. And I think that's important for any kind of online marketing or online sales, is that things don't happen right away. You have to have a web presence for quite some time before it really starts to get noticed. And I think that even matters if you're talking about the Etsy shop. I think the longer you do it, the more things you sell, the more likely the people are to find you. I think their search engines favor shops that have been around longer because you've had more hits over time, and the more popular your site becomes, the more likely it is to be ranked, and the more likely it is to be ranked, the more popular it becomes, and therefore the more likely it is to be ranked higher, and so on and so forth. So don't get discouraged if you just start out. Don't give up. You need to be in any kind of online sales or online marketing for the long term for it to actually pay off. So if you're thinking of starting a website, there are lots of services out there now. When I did it, you pretty much had to contract with somebody to host the website, design your own website using a piece of software. At the time I was using Front Page. It's no longer supported. So now I use WordPress. I'm not recommending WordPress. It's just what I chose to use. There are so many other sites out there. It's worth doing your homework and doing some research to see what you like best. One of the problems with having your own website just to sell things is the shopping cart issues, the shipping issues, things like that. And those things can become quite overwhelming. Most people want a website where they click on a buy now button, it takes them to a shopping cart, they enter their credit card, and they're just done. And that means you have to have a way to accept a credit card payment, you have to have a way to calculate shipping, so you don't end up paying a whole lot of extra for shipping out of your pocket because your customer wasn't charged for shipping. And that was always one of the biggest problems I had with my website, is trying to keep all that stuff in balance so it worked. I managed to get something that worked, but it was never the best. And there are services you can pay for that are a lot better than what I was doing. Mine was all through PayPal. I didn't have to pay any extra for it, and it worked well enough, but its shipping calculator was very crude, very outdated, and didn't really do the job I needed it to. The shopping cart buttons were somewhat limited, and it just was never the ideal system. Even though in the long run, I really received a lot of sales from my website, and I still get people asking to buy things from my website, even though it no longer features a shopping cart. One of the main reasons I eliminated the shopping cart from my website was because it was a little bit outdated, it was becoming difficult to use, and quite frankly, I was getting way too many orders and I couldn't keep up. I got so far behind that I just had to put the brakes on. And so that was a good time to start a whole new website without a shopping cart. And I'm now using Etsy primarily as a shopping cart. And I have links in my website to the Etsy shop, and there are pictures of the things I have on Etsy featured on the website. So if people want to buy something that's shown there, they can go to Etsy. So that brings us back to the main purpose of this video, is really to discuss Etsy and what my views on Etsy are. I'm not going to try and convince you to use Etsy as a platform for selling your work online. I'm not going to try and talk you out of using Etsy as a platform for selling your work online. That's entirely up to you. Again, do your homework, do your research, and decide. I'm just going to throw out my views and some of the issues or benefits that I see with using Etsy as a way to sell. The big advantage to Etsy is that they've done most of the work for you. And this is true with some other online shopping services. And there are others besides Etsy, things like eBay, where they take care of managing the website, they take care of all the internet issues, they take care of the shopping cart, they take care of the shipping calculators, and all of that stuff. And that's really what I like about using Etsy. You simply create a listing on Etsy, you put the pictures in, you create a title, you create a description, you put in a few other details about the piece you're trying to sell, some searchable tags, you put in a price, and you can put in a quantity, and that's another big advantage. My old system didn't really support an inventory, so if I had 5 of something, it didn't really care. It was going to sell 100 of them if people wanted to buy 100 of them, and then I was left having to make 100 of them. Whereas with Etsy, say I have 5 fireplace pokers for sale, I just list 5 pokers. When they're gone, and the listing is no longer active. If I make more pokers, I can reactivate that listing just by clicking a renew button and paying my whopping 20 cents to reactivate the listing. And it's way less stress for me in the long run to do it that way. Now, I don't get as many sales through Etsy. You have to realize that on your own personal website, people are quite often looking for you or specifically what you're selling. On the other hand, with Etsy, they are quite often just looking through Etsy. They are looking for all sorts of stuff. They may or they may not find you depending on how well they search and how well you describe your item so that they can search for it. Etsy also has a much more powerful shipping calculator than the one I was using. You can enter the weight of the product, the dimensions of the package. If people buy multiple things, it tries to make an estimate on how all those things compare to each other and come up with a total shipping. Whereas my old shipping calculator just didn't do that. And I really like that, especially for international orders, because it's real easy to not charge enough for international shipping. Etsy also handles out-of-state sales tax. I've noticed lately that some of the states that require sales tax be collected for online sales, that Etsy is collecting that. They're taking care of filing sales tax reports. I don't have to worry about it, and that's really nice. Now, Etsy, like so many things, has various levels. The initial service doesn't cost you anything to have an account. You pay a listing fee, you pay the transaction fees, and you get pretty good service. That's all I've ever needed. I've noticed that they have some others that have some marketing tools in them and things like restock notices they send to customers. So if a customer says, ooh, I like that fireplace poker, but they're sold out of them, they say, notify me when it's back in stock. Well, if you pay that extra $10 or $15 a month for that service, they get that notice. I don't know if that's a big deal for me, but I can see why somebody might like that. And then there's something that's even higher up than that I haven't really looked into. But so far, the no-charge service, or the service that you don't pay to have an Etsy account, seems to work just fine for me. Now, of course, it isn't free. You do pay a listing fee, and you pay a fee when you sell something. They get a percentage of the sales price. And if Etsy is handling your money for you, they are taking the credit card payment and sending you the money, then they charge a fee for that. And there are different ways to deal with the money side of it. But for me, just letting the customer pay on Etsy with their credit card or however they want to pay is certainly the simplest. Then in about a week, Etsy transfers the balance of that fund after they've taken their fees out, and that goes to my account. All in all, it costs me perhaps 10% to sell something on Etsy. That might seem like a lot, but for the service they provide, for the hassles I don't have to worry about, I think it's worth that for me, and if it is a big deal, I could always up my prices a little bit. One thing I don't do, though, is I don't have special prices for special things. I've noticed some people will sell on someplace like Etsy, and then this is your item price is $50, and there's a $5 Etsy sales fee, or a $5 PayPal processing fee, or something like that. I don't like doing that. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. My price is my price, and if I'm using one of these other services to make my life easier, I'm the one that pays for that. And overall, that's factored into my overhead for running a business. And that's something I need to know what I'm paying when I figure out what my item costs in the first place, and that's all averaged in. So I charge the same price for an item. If it's $50 on Etsy, it's $50 at a show. It's $50 if you call me on the phone and pay me through PayPal. It's $50 regardless. The only thing you pay more for is shipping, and like I say, international shipping can cost quite a bit. And some of those $50 items, they cost almost $50 to ship. Now, there are lots of online tutorials out there on how to set up an Etsy shop, how to take good product photos, and all of that. I'm not going to cover that because I think I've still got a really long way to go to be as proficient at setting that up as I could be. I would suggest that you go over and check out Christ-Centered Ironworks. They did a series of how to set up an Etsy shop videos, and I'll try to link to those right up here if I can find those videos on their site. But I think they had better insights on how to set up the shop than I would. I'm just kind of giving you my views on Etsy in general. When selling online, more is better. If you just have one or two items, the odds of people finding you are very slim. You have a very limited presence. People are liable to skip right over you without noticing you. If you have dozens of items, people are more likely to find you and then more likely to find those specific items that they're looking for. So you need to have a lot of listings, whether it's a website, whether it's an Etsy shop, whether it's on eBay. I think quantity really matters, and having a lot of things available are going to result in more sales in the long run. And of course that holds true even if you're selling things in person. If you go to a show, the more you have to sell, obviously the more you're going to sell, but I never sell out at a show. I never sell out of everything on Etsy all of a sudden. It always seems like you sell about 10 or 20% and then things stagnate, and it's when you bring it back up and then maybe you'll sell another 10 or 20%. So you need to have a quantity of things on an Etsy shop, on eBay, on a website, wherever it is you're selling. You need to have more than just one or two things. And one other little observation about any form of online sales is that I don't think anything is a standalone product. I think just listing your stuff on Etsy and then assuming you're going to make money is probably not the best idea. I think you need to promote your Etsy shop elsewhere. I think Instagram, Twitter, things like that, Facebook, having your own website, all of those things help bring traffic into the Etsy shop, and then they all start to work together. These days, the majority of the traffic to my Etsy shop, I really think comes from my Instagram account. I have a rather large following on Instagram. Why, I don't know, but people seem to like what I do there, just like people here on YouTube seem to like it. The other day, I listed a dozen holdfasts on Etsy. I didn't mention it on Instagram. I didn't sell a single one of them. The next day, I mentioned it on Instagram. Within about 4 hours, I was sold out. So having a way to encourage people to come to your Etsy shop or to your website, using your website to bring people to the Etsy shop, Instagram, Facebook, all of those things, they all work together. And at some point, I'll talk a little bit more about my opinions on social media marketing for your business, for yourself as a blacksmith, and why I think that might be a good idea, even though I know a lot of you out there are old guys like me that would just as soon not embrace new technology, but sometimes you got to do it. Well, I know that was a little bit vague in some ways, but it's not a one-size-fits-all world, and what works for me may or may not work for you. So that's just my views on the basics of online sales, specifically regarding Etsy, and I hope that answers some of your questions for those of you who have been wondering about it. Again, do your research, do your homework, and try it out. It really doesn't cost much to try. It may help, it may not help. Just don't expect it to be a get-rich-quick scheme, because it certainly will not be that, and you need to be committed for the long haul if you really want to make money on any online sales venture. But nevertheless, I think online sales is currently the best place for the small blacksmith shop like I have to market their goods. If you're doing railings and gates and things like that, probably not so much. But if you're doing small one-off items, you're making hinges, you're making hardware, you're making knives, tools, gift items for the holiday, I think online sales is probably a really good thing to look into. But I think I've talked on long enough. I've got some other stuff I need to go do, and I'm sure you've got other things you need to go do. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Love it if you hit that subscribe button. Then head out to the shop, make something, but stay safe, wear your safety glasses, and we'll see you for the next one.